headed to Joe's gym in San Francisco.
It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy.
Hey Joe, what's going on, man? Welcome to the yard.
Appreciate you.
How's it going?
Good, man. Good. Yeah.
We're here today at the yard. We're here today with Joe Cicero. We got a tour coming up. Joe's going to show us the grass area outside. We're going to go take a look with Joe right now.
So what you're looking at here is a pod. So we have 8 of these throughout the space. With your reservation, you're getting exclusive access to this or something similar. So it's a rack, platform, barbell and bench, 300 pounds of bumper plates. The dumbbells adjust up to 90 pounds in 5-pound increments, airdyne bike and rubber. So this would be yours and your space only for the hour, or to the extent you're bringing clients, we allow up to 3 people in each pod.
Oh, nice. And you said you have 8 of these.
8 of these, yep. So 1 here, and then the remaining 7 are upstairs. So we have plyo boxes, a sled, a tire, battle rope, kettlebells, hex dumbbells. So for more of the functional stuff. We're doing, TRX stuff. We can also bring the rowers and airdyne bikes out here, and then 15 minutes into the class they'll flop and move inside and maybe do dumbbell work.
Hello and welcome to Health in the Real World. I'm Chris Janke. I'm here today at the yard with Joe Cicero, the owner. Joe, what's going on today?
What's going on, man? Great to have you.
Yeah, great to be here. This is a great concept. I was talking to the viewers on the way in about all the pods. Explain how you got this idea and what it's all about.
Yeah, so this is an idea that's 4+ years in the making for me. I actually pursued this concept back in January of 18 for a space in Oakland. But we're a pod-based gym, so we have 8 pods throughout the space that you can reserve by the hour. And each pod is, as you can see behind us, it's a rack, it's a platform, barbell, bench, 300 pounds of bumper plates, dumbbells that adjust up to 90 pounds, an airdyne bike, and a rower.
That's awesome.
And the whole idea is that, in your pod you have essentially everything you need for an awesome workout. The idea was inspired by the traditional barbershop, where the owner rents out his chairs to independent barbers.
Sure.
In our case, the pod is analogous to the chair, and our personal trainers are analogous to the barber. What's interesting is, and I think it's a lot of dynamics at play here, but what's interesting is we're seeing a lot of individual members reserve the pod. And we're talking to folks, and it seems that just given COVID, people don't want to share equipment. They don't want to be bumping elbows with people. They don't want to be in a crowded gym. It's super difficult to follow a program and to see gains at the gym when you don't know what equipment you have access to.
Right.
Whereas here at the yard, you know what you're getting every time.
Right. You have your check-in time, you have your check-out time. They get an hour?
An hour, yep.
Yeah, and then you said you come in, obviously they're going to probably clean the equipment themselves, but you're going to come in afterwards, clean the equipment. They know that's one of my things is like, if I'm using, say like the bench, I know I'm going to just walk over there and grab a weight, come right back. I don't need to clean it because I'm about to use it again, but I still feel like somebody's looking at me and thinking, you a-hole, you're about to leave that bench. But I'm like, no, I'll be right back, I swear. I'm not going to just leave it, right? I'm going to wipe it down when I'm done. So this gives people the opportunity to just be in one enclosed area. Nobody's going to judge them for not wiping the equipment down after every single set.
Right,
and they get to use it for the full hour.
Right.
So that's nice.
And, the thing for me is every commercial gym I've ever belonged to, I'm spending 60 to 75% of my time, ideally, at the squat rack doing barbell stuff. And the fact of the matter is, in a commercial gym that has maybe 1 or 2 squat racks, you spend a lot of time waiting, or when you're under the rack, you feel the anxiety of those eyeballs, right? You feel pressure to move quickly.
Right.
And that's not ideal for anyone.
And that's the last probably piece of fitness equipment that you want to just rush through, right? You want to take your time.
Exactly. But for anything that can't be accomplished here, we do have the turf out back, right?
Right.
So that's where we do more functional stuff, whether it be sled pushes, tire flips, battle ropes, plyo box.
I like to talk to people on my podcast about kind of messages that they can share with the audience as far as getting the most out of, 1, out of their fitness, and then 2, out of their life in general. So let's start with fitness. What do you tell somebody, let's say that guy you were talking about walks in the front door, he wants to know what he can do to change his life, to get fit, get healthy. What's like the first step or the first couple steps that you recommend to people?
Yeah, I'm a big advocate for the fact that what you do in terms of programming specifics doesn't matter so much as doing something and doing it consistently.
Right.
So if you're starting from nothing, whether it's getting up and walking for 15 minutes every day, or drinking 3 glasses of water every day, whatever it may be, writing that goal down, committing to it, and without exception, executing on it every day. I think that's the place to start.
Yeah.
Setting achievable micro goals that you can start to stack, and a month, a couple months, a year down the line, you can look back and actually start to realize that you've made some pretty significant gains by stacking those small wins.
Absolutely. Yeah, I usually like to say that fitness is really just a 2-step process. It's figuring out 1, where am I right now? 2, what's the next step? Baby steps.
Right.
And then, like you said, they stack on top of each other, and then you get momentum, and then before you know it, you're looking back like, oh man, I've been at this for 2 years. Sweet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think it was Bill Gates who said, we overestimate what we can accomplish in a year, but underestimate what we can accomplish in 5.
Yes.
Right. I think, and this resonates with me, being a new business owner who's very much in the day-to-day weeds. It's easy to get overwhelmed by everything on my plate and to feel like I haven't accomplished much.
Mm-hmm.
But if I look back on where I was a couple months ago, right, this place was pretty much in shambles, right? And needed all new paint, needed all new floors, had no equipment in it.
Right.
Now we're in a totally different position where we're generating revenue. We have personal trainers here. We have members. So it's. I think having that, taking those moments to reflect and compare yourself to not necessarily anyone else or where you think you ought to be, but where you once were,
right,
can be really productive.
And sometimes, day 1, we don't necessarily know what is possible in the next 6 months, year, 2 years, and saying, well, okay, I didn't exactly hit that goal that I set for myself on day 1, but this is where I'm at now, and then comparing it to where you actually started versus where you thought you wanted to get to.
Right.
Because then it's like, okay, well, I thought that was the path, but it's actually more that direction, and I'm still doing very well.
Right. Right. Yeah. There's nothing to say, that a goal you set out for yourself and didn't ultimately accomplish, who's to say that was the right goal in the first place, right?
Right. 100%.
What matters is the effort and, committing yourself to something greater.
Yeah. I find that in my life personally, if I just dive in 100%, it's going to lead somewhere good.
Exactly.
Like after college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know you can make money as a trainer and just helping people work out, but I really wanted to play basketball at a semi-pro level. My friend, who was good, he was good, but he wasn't like Michael Jordan.
Right.
And he got a contract in Germany. I'm like, oh my God, I got to do this. So I hired my own trainer and all that and just went for it. And realized I'm not even close. Like these guys are so good, but that just led directly into what I'm doing now.
Right.
If not for that, which I failed at, right? I didn't make any teams. But if not for that experience, if not for just putting in that effort, nothing would have happened. So I see the same thing with you. Like, look at this place is amazing. Like, and you said 2 months ago, It was
empty.
Do you have pictures? You have pictures?
Yeah, we'll share some.
You got to share some
pictures
pictures because I'll throw that in the video too. But yeah, I mean, you just dove in, and who knows what's going to happen? You know?
Yeah.
Steph Curry's going to become a regular, right? I mean, Steph.
We will welcome him with open arms.
Right. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
What do you? So this is a good segue actually to usually my last question. You're a motivational speaker. You're going to a college graduation, or you're going to a corporate wellness, or even bigger than wellness, life principles in general. You're a Tony Robbins. They just hired you. What's your 1 to 2 minute motivational speech that you give to people to get the most out of their lives?
Yeah, I think taking those moments to pause and reflect, and to not fall into the trap of thinking, you know, I messed up, so, you know, this day shot, or this week shot, this month shot. Taking those moments to recognize when you've gone off the beaten path, when you've started to miss your goals, acknowledging that, but course correcting and moving on. There's no sense in agonizing over those failures, because it's not going to do you any good. Of course, you can learn from those and not make the same mistakes again, but agonizing over things not playing out the way you thought they might is unproductive.
Well, again, we're here today at the yard. We're here today with Joe Cicero. We're about to get a workout in, so gotta lace up the sneakers. I'm gonna spot Joe for the first set. He's attempting, looks like a big lift over here, and here we go.
Thanks for listening to the Health in the Real World show. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Visit mycorebalance.com to learn more.